Round one.
Hey.
Speaking of round one, how many times did you guys play against each other today?
So today was an off day. Only three of us showed up, so they couldn't fire a tournament. We
Yeah.
played some casual matches, and they gave us a pack and some promo packs for just showing up. So it was pretty chill of them, pretty cool of them.
Yep.
Sweet. Who was the other person that showed up?
Uh
His name
oh
was Wyatt.
yeah.
That's the dude that was playing Shout at the other
No,
tournament.
Black or Greymon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The last time that we went to
I
a
think I played
tournament
against him.
playing Black or Grandma.
Oh, we have a viewer with lots of questions named Nightmayers.
Oh boy.
Oh
Thank
boy.
thank you, viewer, that we have never met before a day in our life. What is your question?
We've also got Vertigo from my TikTok. I'm pretty sure he's in the Discord. Tabalt's in the uh live. What does this do? So you guys got some just got some test games in today?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was testing out 4 Great Dragons, and I was testing out Blue Flare.
How
One
did
of
that
those decks, I think, like one of those decks was more superior than the other, and I will let you guys guess which one that was.
go?
It definitely wasn't Mega Zoo.
Hey, I mean, you won't know unless you try it, right?
Right? Now the deck, like, it's got to hit its pieces, but if it hits its pieces, it's fire. So I've just got to work on some ratios. But I 100% have faith in this deck.
From the games that we played and the games that I watched you play against Wyatt today, it looked like I could see the potential. There were a couple of games, especially against Wyatt, where you got your engine going and you're kind of running away with it.
Tabalt wants to see the trial deck, so you have to post it up in Discord.
Okay. Let me finish this match real quick, and I'll build the deck on IO. I'm gonna post the version I tweaked it to when I got home. I just upped some ratios and got rid of some bulk that I don't know. And I'm still working on ratios. I'm trying to work. I can't decide if I want to keep Venusmon as a 2 of, or if I want to swap Venusmon for Maid mode.
I haven't even seen the deck, so I couldn't tell you.
It's definitely a deck, let me tell you.
Mikey said he's going back to red.
Yeah, I could see that. He played his jelly deck against three of my decks last night. It's one of those. If it hits its pieces, it's fire. But if it misses a piece on one turn, it just falls apart. Then he switched to red and proceeded to kick my butt 2 matches in a row because red does red things.
Well,
And Crimson Blaze is a cancer card. This is
you don't
coming
like
from
Crimson
your
Blaze?
local Bloom Lord player.
You don't like Death X and Crimson Blaze? Old Bloom Daddy doesn't like them?
Speaking of Death X, someone got to play Death X on me today.
Yep. The first time I have ever played Death X, I played it on Haggy when he was doing his trial deck. I dropped Death X on him. That's the first time I've ever played Death X.
Tabal said, "Don't mention that demon."
Yeah, I mean, again, playing Death X today only kind of reiterated my feelings that Death X needs to get gone. Cards like Crimson Blaze need to exist. Like every card game has board wipes. That's a fact of card game. But Death X is a lot more than just a board wipe. It's a board wipe. It's a level 7 15 KDP body. It's continuous removal as long as it's on the field. And it punishes you for having, like, for going wide. It punishes you extremely hard for going wide because you can spend all this memory building up your board, and then Death X can come along and remove that potentially for free. I mean, minus the fact that they have to spend a card to do it. But that's the case with any board wipe. At least with board wipes like Crimson Blaze, there are limitations. So it's only 6k DP. So if you have stuff that's above that, then
A bunch
you're
of
okay.
EOS mons.
Yeah, a
Rip.
bunch of EOS mons.
Rip to the poor EOS mon.
Even Jessmon can get around it if you don't play Crimson Blaze early enough, because Jessmon has ways of boosting the DP of the sister mon, and they can easily get over 7k or over 6k, so that Crimson Blaze doesn't blow them up anymore.
When you're on Digimon IO and you don't know how to spell or even begin to type in the BT10 101 yellow option card, the Lonka Adistacto. So you just type Pulsemon because it has Pulsemon in its text.
I mean, it works.
I was sitting there, I was like, how am I ever going to find that card? I was like, oh, it's got Pulsemon in the text.
Perfect.
I had somebody in the live ask, it's Dallendow? He asked if there were any cards that are on the restricted list currently that we think should be reevaluated.
Oh, that's a good question.
HPD.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, you think hidden power, hidden potential should be reevaluated.
Whatever, man. It can stay. I'll play Smash Potatoes, okay? Just saying. I have other options, therefore it shouldn't be limited. I
I was
can't
gonna
even
say,
say it. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Smash Potatoes is definitely not as good as HPD, but I mean, it's definitely useful. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'd have to look. But yeah, I'm sure there's some things at this point in time could come back.
So we've got Argomon and hidden potential discovered, Oswald and reinforcing memory boost, Savior Hookmon, and
Specifically
Oswald.
BT6 Savior Hookmon.
Yeah, BT6. There's the list. I don't know why I didn't like that originally. With all the discard effects that have been coming out, Osmond, there's no chance. Like, let me just keep playing scatter modes and get through my entire deck.
I don't know if any of these cards could potentially be reevaluated right now because they're all really strong.
This is an old list. Oh, there we go. You don't think Tommy could come back? Or Jet Sylphie? No, probably not.
I feel like if Jet Sylphie comes back, it's gonna get made mode hit. So it's like I'd rather Jet Sylphie stay dead.
Rather
Yeah.
Jellyfy continue to
Yep.
be gone.
It can die for the sins of yellow. Maid mode don't need to pay that sacrifice.
So I wasn't around to play during the time that BT5 was new. Why was Mega Digimon Fusion banned? Like what kind of hacks are we talking about here? Because overall, it seems kind of in the same boat as HPD, except with HPD you get to keep your Digimon at the end of the turn. With this, you don't.
What was the busted play with that?
I mean, I'm sure there was one. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it a completely banned card. It's the only completely banned card.
Yeah, so it says here on the website it was BT7112. Susanumon is a level 7 Digimon that can Digivolve from a Tamer, allowing you to use this card to Digivolve for free without the need for level 6 Digimon, speeding up the metagame and restricting viable decks in the format. As such, we've decided to ban this card. Many games end in the early or mid game simply by using this card to Digivolve into a finisher, so we believe simply restricting this card will not be enough to fix the issue. For this reason, we've chosen to ban this card instead of restricting it.
So Mega Digimon Fusion was banned because of Susano.
Yep.
I think that was another.
That doesn't make sense though, because you have to Digivolve from level 6 to 7 for Mega Digimon to work. So are they saying that you would?
I don't. Yeah, that don't make sense because I don't. It got hit before Susanoo came out, unless it was just a Japanese thing. Oh yeah, no, it just says like even on this other website where it's a article on it, it says Mega Digimon Fusion has been banned because when it's combined with Susanumon card releasing in the next adventure set, it allows you to play the powerful card by skipping the level 6 Digimon. That makes.
That doesn't make any sense.
What's the text on Susanumon?
By placing 10 tamer cards. Oh, he's a level 6. No, he's level 7.
He's level. It's his text. It says you may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your tamers as if the tamer is a level 6 Digimon.
Oh,
So
yep.
the tamer is considered level 6, therefore MDF works.
Gotcha. So you can go into Susanamon for free. And
Yeah, it is. But you can basically do that like as early as turn 2.
delete an opponent's Digimon and security attack +2.
That is. Rip that. That is insane.
Yeah, that's pretty bananas.
Talk about hybrid for game. Taval said that he heard that Miko mode might get the restriction hammer.
Hey, whoa.
Hold up.
Do they just not want yellow to be good? is that what's going on here? Like they limit Sunrise?
Honestly, like, and this
They
isn't me
limit
saying
Jet
this.
Selfie.
This isn't me saying this as a green player, but just by looking at the list, like honestly, I think the only thing that could come back, and I don't know. I want to say Argomon. Because it was banned when the game was still kind of new. Green was super fast with Digisorption, plus hidden potential discovered. I feel like if they left hidden potential, Argomon could potentially come back. I don't think Argomon would bust Bloomlord just because we have other Digisorption cards now. Like the only thing we're doing now is we're playing Blossomon instead of Argomon, and then the new Cherrymon is a Digisorption target. Which, granted, the new Cherrymon doesn't play itself for free, but you're getting a 1 Digivolution drop. So, like, I don't know.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Does Green have a level 5 that can Digizorb itself for free?
Blossomon. It's Digisorption 3, Digivolution cost 3.
Okay.
So right now we play the 1 Argomon, 4 Blossomon, and I think my Bloomlord deck is currently playing 3 Cherrymons. And you're not just going to throw more level 5s in the deck. You're going to drop some of those level 5s for Argomon, and I don't know. Like I value Cherrymon too
So,
much. Like I'd probably drop.
I actually don't think that you would, because Argomon is not in the archetype. Like, he's a mutant. He's not a plant
Yeah.
or a fairy.
Yeah, but he's just the bridge, the free level 5 Digivolution to get you to your level 6s fast as possible.
And he could do that, that's for sure.
Yeah. Because I play the 1 of, and Digisorption suspends, therefore it plays into the archetype by giving you a suspension tool. Because you want as much as your stuff suspended as possible.
True.
And you want it suspended as safe as possible. So if I can suspend it myself without having to like attack, because if you get all your stuff suspended, Bloomlord's going to do all the work.
Yeah, right into people's faces. Felt that a couple times when we were testing.
Welcome back.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do I sound?
You
One
sound perfect.
being. Oh, okay, good.
It's got a little scratchiness to it,
Yeah.
but sounds good.
You got a little bit of crackliness. I'd say you're probably at like a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. A little bit of crackliness. All right, I'll take it. I'm on my phone, is why I was asking.
Okay.
Walt says
My...
that black is the only safe color in Digimon.
So far.
What are you talking about?
With the banhammer.
I mean,
Doramon.
I think they do. Greymon, Alphamon got hit.
Yeah, he got restricted.
Who got restricted?
Dora Greymon. Somebody
Oh,
said
yeah.
that black was safe from the ban list, but Dora Greymon's.
Yeah, my boy. He got hit.
Does purple have anything on the restricted list? I don't think that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calling from the darkness and Osmon.
Oh yeah. I forgot about Osmon.
Because purple is degenerate.
Hey.
So they banned the degenerate enablers.
Osmon's still great though.
Yeah, even as a one of Osmon.
Yeah, even as a one of, it's.
Sorry, Osmon, you are too strong. You're too good for
That's
this world.
it.
You know, like, and the problem is, like, I don't think the problem is Osmon is too strong. The problem is the scatter mode is too strong.
Yes.
Because all your advantage is coming from the scatter mode. It's just Osmon made the scatter mode just so much more value.
Oh, show. I think that's one of the options, or one of the levels they're going to run for Red, Purple, Imperial to make it, get a little more trash recursion and stuff.
Yeah, like I just recently took scatter mode out of my undead deck, just because scatter mode it's just a good engine, but it's like it eventually got to the point where it itself was not an undead or dark animal, so I finally dropped it. But if your deck play like it's just good. If your deck especially relies on the graveyard, because Osmon is what? Draw 2, discard 1, or is it draw 1, discard 2?
Draw 3, discard
Draw.
2.
Oh, Graceful Charity. Yeah. Straight up Graceful Charity. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, that's why, because we were talking about, I know I asked the Trash Master here, as good old Cardboard, what you could do to make the Red and Purple Imperial smoother, like to get those cards into your trash. And That was one of them. Gabumon was one of them. Of course, Growlmon. And then, sure as the world, I started looking at decks today while I was at work, and I seen a bunch of people starting to use that stuff.
Yep. The Guilmon line is going to be the new purple engine. Like, it's going to be everywhere.
Like the old
good.
Gilmon line was.
Yep. Because you're going to be disrupting your opponent and filling your trash at the same time.
Yep.
Which card's stronger, Scatter Mode or Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Just because of his ability to strip the sources, and then it's what blue naturally. I mean, purple also does trash, and yeah, scatter mode, being able to do that is really good. But the blue being able to stun you for so long off just the hybrids and Korikaku combo is really brutal.
Yeah. Like Tom, I mean, there's plenty of blue cards that do what Tommy does. It's just how effective Tommy can do it, plus him being a tamer into all the blue hybrid stuff. Like he enables too much stuff that just says your opponent can't play the game. And unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, Bandai likes it when your opponent can play the game.
Unless you're playing against Bagra Army.
Well, you know. Be 1 second.
I had to dip too. I had baby aggro.
Ooh, fun.
But what was you about to say?
Vault said, should Digimon have a blank tutor like Demonic Tutor? Demonic Tutor.
I'm not for the way Digimon works is like the mechanics right now. When you put things to the bottom of the deck, it is extremely game changing. So I think having a tutor or anything that's able to search or draw from your deck at this stage in the game is too strong.
Yeah, getting straight to your pieces with no chance of with like I really like the reveal bottom of the deck mechanic or trash.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I had a game. I was playing Dark Knightmon X, and just about every piece in Dark Knightmon X searches, just straight up searches. I played the mirror match, and during this mirror match, I revealed Death Xmon, put him to the bottom of my deck, and in that same game, drew and played Death Xmon.
So you can tear through a deck.
Yeah, like that's just like that deck can just do so much searching and cycling. I literally put the card on the bottom and cycled through until that card was on the top again. Like, I mean, it can be done if you whiff certain stuff, but some decks do it better. But yeah, I don't think the game needs anything that shuffles your deck or lets you just straight up pick up and go into your deck.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Definitely not at this stage in our life, in our early development.
I've got a spicy question. What are your guys' opinion on Bandai's next card game, Battle Spirits?
I haven't even seen it. I
'Cause,
was
yeah,
today.
that's
I was
like this game isn't even out yet, and they're already advertising like huge cash prize tournaments, like official huge cash prize tournaments.
Can we get that for Digimon? Like,
Exactly. Like they're making the push for Battle Spirits to be their big competitive game.
so pretty much they've dropped off DBZ, Digimon, and One Piece to
Yeah,
build
like,
into this.
yeah, like One Piece ain't even out yet either, is it?
No, I was playing the app today, like trying to figure out how it works. Still didn't accomplish that.
Yeah, like that's kind of because like we've already seen the lapse in quality control for Digimon, and then to see them working on another game on the side and just straight up saying, "Hey, come win money," is just like I don't like it.
Yeah,
But Battle Spirits is a game that's been out in other countries for a while, and Battle Spirits has a Digimon set. Like this game is going to be kind of like Vice Shores, as in its sets are going to be themed around like different animes and stuff.
oh, so it crosses over and stuff.
Yeah, and there is already a Digimon set out in the countries where this game is out and has been out for a while. But they're bringing it stateside and giving it this big competitive push.
Hmm.
Okay, this is just my 2 cents on that. Like we said, we done are seeing the Holy Bandai errata book already for EX3. I don't like since COVID hit. I blame a lot of stuff on COVID, but ever since COVID hit, the way the market is pushing, it's going to crash. And I think it's going to crash within the next year or so because the way our markets work, the way we make money, we cannot afford to sustain the release level that we're getting now. Instead of a set every 3 to 4 months, we're getting a set every 3 months and then a expansion set every in between those 3 months. So it equals out to a set every 2 to 3 months. None of us can afford that, or I don't think I can. If
I can't.
you, yeah, it's like you're just going to be. I'm going to go back to when I played competitive Dragon Ball Z. I'm not going to be able to buy every set. I'm just going to have to build decks I like, and that's all I'm going to be able to do, which is fine from a competitive standpoint. But if you keep pushing all these games, you prizes do get people in there, but it's like America as a whole is a lot different from other countries because Japan card games really thrive. Like there are dozens of card games that never make it to the states, and there's a lot of gotcha games that don't make it to the states. There's just a lot of games that don't make it here, and I think it's because our market is way more volatile and not so accepting of that stuff. Like if you look at a Japanese release set for Pokemon or Digimon or anything, the booster boxes are smaller, the packs are generally smaller. They have a lot. How do I put it in terms? It's quality over quantity, and then when the products come here, I feel like we push quantity over quality, and we're already seeing that right now in the Digimon card game.
Yep. Capitalism at its finest.
Mm-hmm. It's a two-edged sword. As I sell hundreds of dollars of cards on TCG Play right now. Thank you, DeathX.
Finally got all my scatter modes so I can sell my store participant one.
Yeah,
Nice.
I need to list mine.
How much is the store participant scatter mode?
$30.
Yeah, like $30.
Wow.
Yeah. We've reached that state of the market too where everything seems to be stabilizing. Like after putting all my alt arts and Tamer box promos and store champions, all that stuff, or well, participants pre-release, there's a set price. It's like a $10 range, and then you go up in rarity for alt arts. They're 20 to 30, and then as you get higher and higher, it just falls in that $30 range. Then you go up to 50,
Oh.
and then you enter the upper echelon of a bajillion dollars.
Well, rip to the scatter mode. He's going back in the deck.
Uh-oh.
How much is he?
He dropped down to $7.
Really?
Well, 11 bucks.
Mm,
Dang.
but that's not bad, because it does suck, but it's like, okay,
But
for
I
instance,
mean, you can bling out a deck, and
yes, it's cool. You want it to be like more friendly to newcomers.
speaking of blinging out a deck, I can't wait till we get these sleeves.
Me neither. Did we find out if that's legal? Because I know it's weird. I know the back has to not be see-through, but it doesn't say anything. It just says the card needs to be visible, and I don't think the foiling will make it not visible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, based on the pictures that I sent of the Blue Fairy deck, it looked like it was fine. Like you still see it and read it fine.
Yeah, they just all look like hollows,
Yep,
which is super cool.
they had the Starfall like Yu-Gi-Oh had in the battle packs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to get them. Have you guys talked about Death X exploding? Like the price? Did Tiny
No,
tell you all?
no,
We brought
I didn't mention anything about the price of Death X.
Oh boy.
Oh, is it
So
back on that climb?
no, it shot. It skyrocketed while we weren't looking. Alt Art Death X base is over $100, and regular Death X is around 70.
Well, you guys won't have to worry about seeing a Death X in my.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. I don't need 4, so I'm going to try to ride this hype train. You just need 2. And you really don't even need Death X. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. You do not have to have it. That may hurt my sales, but you don't have to have Death X.
Nah,
one of
well,
those things. It's like it helps. Like I'm not
Oh,
going to sit here
yeah.
and say that it is not a good card. It is oppressive.
No.
But it's like it is not a pivotal card to any strategy. It is that card that like if you're losing hard, it can just switch the tempo in your favor.
Mm-hmm,
But
for
if
sure.
they have an answer for it, it doesn't help you at all.
Yeah.
Like there are plenty of option cards that can get you similar tempo swing.
Crimson Blaze.
Crimson Blaze, the black one. Oh my God, Tawny's favorite
Iron.
security bomb.
Ultimate Flare?
Ultimate Flare. There we
yeah.
go.
What does Iron Fist Onslaught do? Isn't it a
It destroys all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP.
Yeah. So if Death X is on the board, that's removal for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's lots of options. I mean, technically, Gaia Force. Pretty much everybody has an answer besides blue. But if you're running blue in its base, it can get rid of Death X because you can. There's 3 different option cards: Rattlestar, Kakata's Breath, and one more that you can put a card with no Digivolution cards at the bottom of your opponent's deck. So there's an answer to it. We just have, I feel like in the Digimon community, we have a lot of players that aren't as experienced with that type of stuff coming from Pokemon, or if they're not coming from Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, I feel like they don't understand how that stuff, like there's always ways to play around things, or they would have already banned Death
Yes.
X.
Death X being oppressive sucks, but
Yes.
he is not broken. Cough, cough. Like, look, the X4 hit that we got super fast because,
Mm-hmm.
being able to take your opponent's entire security stack and draw like 12 cards in one turn is apparently busted. Who knew?
No. Who knew?
Who knew?
See, that's why things like we don't need a tutor when there's so many cards out there. Like, I heard you guys earlier while I was watching the TikTok mention poor Jellymon, RIP, fun deck, but Jelly Force.
Like I said, when it like my dragon deck, when it hits its pieces, it goes off. But if you miss one turn of tempo, you're just playing catch up the rest of the game.
What is sad about Jellymon until there's another piece, because you rely too much on Jellymon and it's limited on cards. You just have one line. So you have 8 rookies, 4 champions, and then 4 ultimates in your deck. That's it. So her line ends. So it's not like Greymon or Gabumon or, well, pretty much anybody else. It's not as expanded on as that. Ooh, I forgot. So remember how we was talking about the case thing? So I was looking at trying to pre-order a case already.
Yeah.
And well, I didn't know this, and this slipped by me. I was looking on the Bandai website that in BT11 is when we're going to start getting full versions of common and uncommons, which is really cool.
Nice.
I don't know, that was just neat to me.
Wait, what is it?
In BT11, you know how Pokemon has commons and uncommons that are like shiny or they're foil. We're going to get those in BT11.
Ooh, in the places of the rares and the supers?
I don't know how that's officially going to work because we have, but I would say so. I would say instead of getting a rare now, you'll be able to get a hollow foil. You'll still have the 2 hits in the back because that seems to be the mechanic that all card games do. But you'll have your hits in the back, and yeah, you'll have a chance to hit commons and uncommons that are foil, and then the new gold cards, of course.
And now begins the descent into even more capitalism and increased cost prices on the rares and such.
Oh yeah, for sure, because now you can bling out a deck even more because you won't have to get a pre-release. You'll be able to bling out every card in your deck foil. So it'll be like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! You can bling out your whole deck now.
Can you order those cases from the Bandai website?
No, Bandai, like most places, it just tells you what's coming out. I don't even think they can tell you where to order them. But no, nobody would let you buy a case. I can pre-order up to like 2 to 3 boxes at most of the places I buy cards from, but they won't let me get 12 boxes. They're like, we're terribly sorry. We don't know how much product we're going to get because, that's just the way it is with Bandai.
Yeah.
I can drop the ball at any
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, because it's been good and it's only been a couple days late, but that could change with BT11, especially I feel like adding all this new stuff, it's kind of making it a pinnacle set in a way. Like it's going to be one that's sought after again. We haven't really, I don't think we've had a set like that, whereas like in Pokemon and stuff, or Magic, there's like, oh, this is the set you got to grab. And it sells off like Evolving Skies or I'm trying to think of a good Magic one. Why did my mind go blank? It was 2 sets ago. It wasn't Unify. It was the started with a K, tiny. Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty. That one was really tough to get once it started going. So
I got some of that one. I like the lands in there.
Indeed.
I didn't get drafted at all, but The lands are cool.
The lands were very cool in that set. I didn't
Oh,
get to
yeah.
draft it either, but I did buy a box of Neon Dynasty. And now I'm regretting it because I'm probably going to end up selling off my Magic collection.
I've been slowly selling all my more valuable pieces, but I'm considering bulking the rest, yeah.
The truth is, I think I need the money to continue my Digimon habits. And by
Mhm.
continue my Digimon habits, I mean bury myself deeper in Digimon cards.
Oh, you can buy.
Hmm?
You can get a case of EX3 currently.
Oh, yeah, you can. Well, heck,
Listen,
I
problem,
can.
the
the
only
problem,
thing I want out of EX3 right now is Examon. That's the only thing that I need from EX3. I have literally everything else that I need.
yeah, the problem isn't purchasing the case. The problem is pre-ordering the case because
Yeah.
shops don't know their allotted shipment and if it will arrive on time. So they don't want to promise product they can't deliver.
Listen, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, Bandai has had an issue, and this is the way all small sets work, like Pokemon Go, EX1 and Digimon, EX2. I can go buy a case of EX1 for like $300, 12 boxes. It's a very small set. So that's also what's going to be bad because I haven't met many Digimon collectors because I'm on the competitive side of it. So in the Pokemon world, being a collector, ripping those packs, making content, the dopamine rush, smaller sets. Well, granted, the pulls are generally just as hard. They're only 80 cards. Digimon adding, like I said, adding the foils of other stuff will expand the set by 40, 45 cards. So now we're getting to the point to where BT11 and BT12 will probably be upwards of, instead of like 105 or 120, we're going to start getting into 150, 160 range. So pull rates will be even more scarce because now you're going to have your rares and your super rare slots being taken up by commons and uncommons. Maybe. I don't know that for a fact. That's just by going off other card games.
Just started Digimon, but I think BT10 has been superior to all the others, to anything else.
10 was a good set.
As much as we hated on it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
That
Alphamon, so
Here's my thing. To me, though, my favorite time to play was Battle for Omni. That was my favoriteest time to play. Omnimon Zord Defeat, Zort, Omnimon Zort. It was a fun time to play the game. I really love that set.
I don't know. BD10 brought a lot of good decks, and I think like the thing of like BT10, like a lot of people seeing BT10 as like a great set is because BT10 signaled the end of the BT9 meta.
Hmm. For sure.
Granted, there are just as explosive decks in 10. It's just 9 was just awful.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, the BT9 meta isn't necessarily gone. It's just now there's some variants because it's not just X antibody decks at the top.
Yeah, like it is.
Well, like War Gray X, it's a good deck. But like I said, it didn't. Well, I said it the other night. I didn't say it to anybody but you guys. But it didn't do well because it wasn't as strong as the other decks. But now in BT10 and BT11, it's doing pretty good because the meta is a lot more diverse. Like, yeah, it's not in the tier one range, but like I said, I like seeing it in that 2% range of decks brought, and it doing pretty good. Getting top 16s and
I
top
was gonna say,
24s.
as far as the recent tops are concerned, the only tier one deck is Gaomon at 25%. And
Yeah.
everything else is in single digit percentages. I think the highest one other than Gaomon was like 7% of
Well,
tops. So
I think we're on that too because land destruction and Magic is considered super toxic, just awful, but it's a thing. And
are we going to
I guess we,
consider tamer destruction to be super toxic?
I mean, if it gets to the point because we've always been able to play Tamers kind of fast, so this is the first deck. I feel like Galamon's like the knee jerk reaction to, oh, I can shut you down with Megadramon and Black War Gray, and like, look at this. It's just something different. We haven't faced it, and it's a good deck. Like, it's a fun deck. Like, it's a good control-y deck. And with Galmon, you can swing for big checks and stuff. Well, not big checks, but just consistent checks and hit stuff. And
You can swing for consistent checks, reboot, and then that black BT8 Greymon gives you blocker. So
yeah, it's just a solid deck.
it
So I
is.
mean, I think it's just good.
I just tagged you in. Speaking of Wargreymon X, it got 13th in the November Ultimate Cup.
Hey, look at that, baby.
Hitting that top 16.
That's what I'm saying.
I've
I
not
love
watched
that.
I've not watched the profile, but yeah.
But see, that's what's we're getting there. We're going into our third year. If we get 20 or 30 sets in to Digimon, we're going to look back at these times just like we do Puppetmon or anything else and be like, we were just playing with starter decks. How did this even work? These are terrible cards. Or if they do normal Bandai things, cards that we think stink will start coming back and you'll start using them more. People will start looking at older option cards. They're like, oh, well, this is good just because of memory choking or what. We'll just evolve as a community and as a game. And that's just great that we're starting to do that.
Yep. Podmon used to be best deck, and that was
Mm-hmm.
hard playing a friggin' 12 cost.
Shine Greymon with cancer.
Yeah.
Shine Greymon with 14 tamers.
Good old Shine Gray. God, Shine Gray. Like,
Hey, just
I just
wait till Shine Greymon gets that tamer that punches you in the face.
oh man, I'm waiting. I got all my Rise Greymons, all my Rise Greymon X's, all my Shine Grays. I'm ready to go. Maybe I'm a secretly like because when I was going to sell my cards, I was like, I could sell these, but I'm like, how did I end up with all these amazing yellow and green alternate art cards? Like I could bling out a yellow deck that would make a Sakuyamon player drool, and I'm like, I don't play yellow.
Yeah. As me, I don't play purple, and I generally don't play a lot of blue, and that's what I pull. Blue and purple.
I'm okay with that.
We'll just keep doing. Okay, wait, who's pulling red? Sadly, the only other person that pulls red is the other red player.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, I need you to step up.
Lots of blue flare hop.
Mm-hmm. It's a good deck.
It's really good deck.
Especially now that they're adding the Gabubon engine, I think it makes it even better. Sounds weird, but I think slapping Gabubon in anything makes it better.
So
I don't know
before
who.
BT10 even dropped, I forget who it was I was talking with, but it was one of you guys. So we talked about Blue Flare using Gabubon. It might have been
Well, it had to be me or Jordan. I mean, me because I was building Gabubon hybrid, and then it was like, oh, this would be great to slap in for a high end of Blue Flare.
Well, those
Blue
bonds,
Flare.
man.
Blue Flare does need a copy at the moment, and some people ran Magnum on X, but I don't think that really worked. Like Magnamon
It just stalls
specifies
the game.
Magnamon specifies that it has to have armor form in its traits. None of the Digimon in Blue Flare have armor form in their traits. Now the Decker Greymon has armor purge as an ability, but he doesn't have armor form in his traits. So if you're going to run Magnamon X, you have to have the X antibody option in there to even get
Yeah.
Magnamon X to do all his stuff.
hmm Well, people were running 2 copies, but I will say this: playing Dex Duro Gray and War Gray X, you need more than 2 copies of X antibody if your top end super relies off X antibody. And neither War Gray nor Dex Duro really need X antibody. They really just rely on that cool boy, especially Alphamon and Dex Duro Greymon.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to see 2 ratios are super important. I think 2 is just sometimes too hit or miss.
Yeah, we also get Z Greymon in BT11. I just linked it in chat. It's the level 6 for Blue Flare.
Mm-hmm.
We
Oh,
get Z Greymon, Metal Greymon Cyber Launcher, which I don't really know if the deck will play Cyber Launcher, because you would have to play Cyber Dramon. And then there's
Oh,
Shoutmon DX. But with Shoutmon DX, you have to play the Omni Shout and the Z Greymon, so you'd have to do like a Blue Flare Cross hybrid deck.
So Cyberdramon isn't in the Blue Flare deck?
There is a Blue Flare Cyberdramon, but
yes.
like Beelzemon and Cross, it doesn't see
Oh,
the
okay.
play. But right now, there's no Cross for Cyberdramon because we don't have Cyber Launcher yet. But I don't know if the deck will play Cyber Launcher. I don't know if Cyber Launcher is good enough for the deck to have to play another level 5. Kind of like
So
uh
here's what
5B
the
and
current Blue Flare Cyberdramon does. Card effect, hand main. If you have a Digimon with Blue Flare and its traits in play, by paying 3 memory, place this card under that Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card, then unsuspend that Digimon. And the inheritable is all turns while your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, this Digimon gets 1,000.
Hold up. 1 second. Is this the first card that can be activated in your hand like that?
I don't think so, but maybe.
I can't say that I've ever seen that hand option.
Oh, it. Uh, wait, what card are we looking at?
Cyberdramon
BT10.
BT10.
Oh, I was looking at Cyber Launcher still. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
I do not believe that I've ever seen any card with the hand effect. Because it doesn't say. It just says if it's in your hand.
Yeah.
So in theory, could you not use that on your opponent's turn too? Because it's in your hand.
you have to have
Oh,
No, because it
memory.
says hand main.
Mm.
Or wait, does that just mean the main effect?
The main effect.
It may
Digimon
mean
don't have phases.
no, it does.
Hmm.
It does. There's
yeah.
a draw
Not
phase, unsuspend phase, breeding / hatching. I guess that's called breeding phase, and
Yeah.
then main phase, because you have to do your breeding and hatching before you do your main phase stuff. So there
That's
are
why you
phases.
have to promote. And if you did, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's why that. So if you digivolve on top of your Yeah. Or that's why you have to promote. You either hatch or promote in the breeding phase. And then it goes to your main. Fun time to insert this. If you want to learn how to play the Digimon TCG, Bandai does have a very generic app that's slightly boring, but it teaches you how to play.
Yeah, with those $70 structure decks.
They were only $15 at the time.
Do you want to learn how to play Digimon with this $80 structure deck that's not even good?
Man, that's kind of cool. I mean, no, like I haven't got to play Yu-Gi-Oh a ton since, back in the day when, you know, uh Dark Magician, you just played and beat each other's face. But I guess we were referring to that might be the first hand trap type mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get there. And I don't blame or fault any card game or any game, period, taking something that is decent or good. I won't say that hand traps are necessarily loved, but a mechanic that works to add interest into your game, and it also draws in other players, because I'm pretty sure we haven't found them because we see a lot of love for the Digimon community because we love Digimon and those people love us. But there's probably somebody out there that doesn't like Digimon for its playstyle, and Bandai adding stuff like that eventually will allow that to be, it just opens up the door for more players and their playstyles. No matter how cancerous it may be.
Kind of like Bagger Army leaving you at one memory.
Well,
and
no,
Taking
that's
it.
always been a cool strategy. I mean, memory choking has always been a super cool thing to do, because that's what drew me in when you was first explaining in the back of Walmart. I was like, memory gauge? What? You can just play stuff? There's no lands, there's no energies. And it's like, no, you just play off this memory gauge, and like it's a give and take. And I was like, that's super cool. So memory choking to me has always been super fun. That's why you run certain Greymons or certain Agumons, because they may not be great, but the play cost or the Digivolution cost can really turn a tide of a game, giving your opponent one memory.
For context, this wasn't a behind the Walmart drug deal gone Digimon enthusiast. Yeah, one of these guys works for Walmart, and the other guy is a vendor for Walmart.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Behind
yeah.
the Walmart, you started dropping Digimon knowledge on me. Whoa, whoa.
Listen, I'm an old man, so like I have to be censored. I need a short leash. Sorry.
No,
I'm
no.
like those Goosebumps books where you could pick your next page and you could go all over the book. That's me. That's how my brain works. I don't explain stuff very well all the time. God, a box of BT1 is going for $120. That's actually not bad.
I mean, that's not awful.
Mm-mm.
Just because
If you're a seal collector.
most new sets are 80.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
I
actually
mean,
not
we're
bad.
not too far from that, but yeah, unless you're just a sealed collector, anything from like BT1, I just buy singles.
Yeah,
Like
for
some of that
sure.
stuff's pricey, but it's like if you buy a box, you're not going to pull everything you need. Just buy what you need.
Yeah, that's why I'm probably not.
Especially if you're chasing tamers, because
Oh, for sure.
like just buy your TKs, buy your Mimis. Like they're like
$13 card.
yeah, they're like $10-13 a piece. Just it's a one-time investment. Just get what you need and just know you're going to have it for the rest of your Digimon career, instead of like, but I could pull it from this box.
Yeah, if I had, I don't know if this has been a question, but this is a good question. What
what investments would I make? And I'm definitely playing off what Jordan just said. Buy your old school tamers, your memory tamer red ties, even your basically any old school tamers, your Mimis, your TKs, those, your Davises. Um,
'Cause to be fair, they're only going to go up unless
mhm,
they show up in the reprint set. Because they're not printing any more BT1. So what's out there
mm-mm.
is out there, especially like sealed. Like if you are a sealed collector, buy your box now while it's 120. Don't wait. But if you're a player and you want these cards, you think you may need these cards, you can hold out for the reprint set and hope they show up there, and they very well may. Or you could drop $40 for your playset now and know you have it.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly because once again, coming from an extra Dragon Ball Super guy, um, cracking open that original box of Tournament of Power and then seeing it selling for $1,600 right now is like, oh man,
Yeah,
wish I
like
would have bought more boxes.
like my next paycheck, I'm probably buying my playset of TKs just because I have 4 or 5 different yellow decks, and they all could benefit from having TK. So it's just like I just need to get them.
Not, and when he's talking about TK, there's two, not the one that just got reprinted in the
Yeah,
starter decks.
not the ST3. Yeah, the BT1, the memory tamer lets me pick up my security.
Any memory tamer you should pick up. Let's just go ahead and put it that way.
Fair.
I will say this too. Go ahead and pick up your Diaboromon stuff while everything's kind of around the $10 range again. I think that's a good investment because Diaboromon, even though it's not a meta deck, if you just want to play with friends, Diaboromon is a super fun deck just to play. And it's iconic. You know, him being a villain, he'll always be around. Bandai will always show him love because he's a big Digimon villain.
That a lot more than just the baseline people or like everybody knows.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
dear
people-
Lord, that was one of the best movies of my childhood. Was the original Digimon movie.
You know, I'm going to say same. And, you know, as a quote unquote grown person now, I look back at that movie and then like you read all the stuff they had to cut. That was 3 separate movies that oh god, it was Saban owned Digimon in the States at that
Yes.
point. They took 3 different movies, chopped the ever loving shit out of them, and mashed them together. Like that is the biggest train wreck that it could have been. Yet it is one of the fondest childhood memories I have.
Yep.
Was the Digimon movie. Like, oh my god, I couldn't have been more excited. I probably played that VHS tape, showing my age. Played my VHS tape like way more than that VHS tape should have ever been played. Like that movie was on constantly.
I mean,
Oh, we recorded it on a VHS tape when it finally aired on TV, and I was like, oh my god, Bare Naked Ladies was in it and all that stuff. I was like, what?
Kids in America.
Yeah.
Uh,
But they wanted it to be like Digimon Try, like it was supposed to be, you
Yeah.
know, multiple movies.
And for anyone who was a fan of the Digimon movie, especially the uh, each separate movie had its own name, but I can't remember it. But our War Game, the one that was Matt and Ty Giabormon. If specifically that was your favorite part of the movie, I highly recommend you watch the movie Summer Wars. It is made by the same person who wrote that one. Similar storyline, similar art style. This is the movie he wanted it to be. And if you like Digimon and you liked our War Game, you will love this movie.
Crash and burn, baby. Control Alt Delete.
listen, so I didn't tell Tiny about this. we were talking about the caffeine thing the other day, or last podcast, honey.
Yeah.
Came to the realization through TikTok. Shay saw that the water packet thingies that I use, they have 120 milligrams of caffeine in each one.
Energy packets.
Yeah, and I had never, paid attention to it, but they tasted really good, so I drank them all the time. I was drinking like 9 and 10 a day.
Yeah. Not good for you.
No, so today I only had like 3 of them, so I didn't, tear down a wall.
I'm sure you'll feel it. Even just reducing it that much, you'll feel it.
Oh, I'm already feeling it.
He's ready to
Feeling like you want to
crash.
lay down. No, I understand. I really do. I understand how it is. Like I said, for the first couple of weeks after I quit drinking tea, cold turkey,
Yeah, I don't know how you went cold turkey, man. Like you are.
the lack of caffeine for the first couple of weeks, like the immediate. It took about 2 or 3 days before it really hit me, but I got a killer migraine, and that migraine was on and off for the next few days once it started. But when it finally wore off, I still felt low energy for like another week after that before I started feeling normal again. But I felt so much better. I was also hydrated, all the time instead of being dehydrated all the time, which makes a huge difference.
That's my biggest problem is staying hydrated.
Drink your water.
Yeah, I basically only drink water now. Very rarely anything else.
This is a security check telling you, boys and girls, to drink your water.
Oh,
Stay hydrated.
Can I list this as a health podcast now?
Yeah. Tiny's on his health journey. I actually, sad part, speaking of health, I just crossed the 300-pound threshold again. And I was like, nope, I weighed 301. And I've cut back on everything for the last probably 5 or 6 days. And it's like I'm down to like 294. And that's just from cutting back on my sodas and energy drinks.
Keep it
Yeah.
going. Keep it going, man. It's hard, but keep it going. You'll thank yourself later.
Oh, for sure. When I live past 50, yeah, I'm pretty sure I will.
Dude, same. That's me. Like I've lived horribly for the past 10 plus years. No, longer than that. More like 15 years. Because whenever I was in college, dude, almost every night we would take a walk to Walmart and I would grab one of those huge sandwiches from the deli and
Yeah.
and a couple of 2 liters, and I would drink at least 1 2 liter a night. And some nights, if we were like up all night on the weekends gaming, I would drink 2 2 liters in a night of fucking knockoff Mountain Dew. So
Game
I made
alive.
I made some terrible choices.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor us with something cool that's healthy, we're your guys. We need it.
Oh.
People coming in here looking for a Digimon talk, and they're hearing health talk. They're like, "Ew," and they'll leave immediately.
Hey, that's always been
Let me
a big thing in
pick up my
community.
cards. All right, do we have a question for this week? I know we kind of had to rush through this, but
Mm,
I personally I like the restricted question.
I do think that was a really good question, but we kind of already talked about it. I mean, we talked about
That's
our
true.
speculations, and I do kind of agree with Jordan that Argomon is probably the only one who could really be reevaluated right now, because there are other Digimon that do basically the same thing already.
And someone could just come out of the ballpark and tell me why Argomon can't come back, and I would probably agree with you. And I play Bloomlord. I'm not gonna say I'm the best Bloomlord player because I am not, but I play Bloomlord, and it's like
It done does good. I don't
like
think
there's
Argomon would
other
stifle it.
yeah, like there's other Digisorption options. It's like I don't think giving
Also,
us one more.
already does the thing. So
Yeah, like I think Argomon has better stats. And is it Argomon's inheritable? I don't think Argomon's inheritable would do anything either.
it lets you play a level 3 for free
Yeah,
whenever you attack.
I mean that's what Bloomlord does anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bloomlord already does that in spades, so it doesn't change anything about Bloomlord.
No, man. Mega Digimon Fusion needs to come off the ban list. Let's do it.
Okay,
I
yeah,
feel-
you
I
weren't
feel
you
like
weren't
they-
here for that discussion. We
Yeah.
talked about that.
So I wasn't around whenever it got banned, so I didn't know why it was banned. And
Oh, it needs to be banned.
these guys looked it up and they were like, yeah, Mega Digimon Fusion into Susanumon just ends games on turn
Yep.
2.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I feel like that's not a problem with the individual, like that's not a problem with Mega Digimon Fusion necessarily. That's a problem with the way Susanumon is worded. And they could easily like errata Susanumon, and Mega Digimon Fusion suddenly wouldn't need to be banned anymore because it's basically just a white HPD.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Yeah.
man, Susanomon's so cool. Freaking love him.
He is good, and I'm not saying that he needs to be nerfed. I'm just saying they need to change the wording with an errata in such a way that Mega Digimon Fusion can no longer work with Susanoo. If they did that, then there wouldn't be any problem. Well, theoretically, there wouldn't be any problem. There may be another card that has come out since then that Mega Digimon Fusion would still be absolutely hacks with.
No, I'm going to leave it banned because I'm just going to
The-
leave that in the grave.
The other thing is that Mega Digimon Fusion is white.
Yeah.
And the only time you really see white tamers right now is in X Antibody decks. At least as far as the meta is concerned. You only
Cold
really
Boy
see
and Analog Youth, and then so when the card came out, it was Battle of Omni. You had Nokia and
Takumi.
Takumi, and they were white tamers. You had the white Matt and Tai tamer. So it's like the card was designed for Omnimon, and then Susanoo comes out, and it's like,
Susanumon came out 2 sets later and was like, I'm here for your lunch money.
It's like you don't even gotta play a hybrid deck. You just build your whatever deck with Takumi and all that jazz, and then you just like, hey, cool, do the
Mega
thing.
Mega Digimon Fusion with Susanumon. Blah.
Like, do the thing.
Yeah. What's a good question? Maybe we skipped a question this week since this was a question episode, kinda.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did you
I
all
mean-
answer? Did anyone answer the last question? I wasn't here for that.
Oh, you mean the question from last week?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Did we have
there
any
was-
answers?
I screenshotted it and sent it in the group. I saw it. It was the one that answered it but didn't find it here.
Are you talking about the one where he was like, yeah, it'll be Blue Flare?
Oh no, this one's from Jordan Salty Store Champs. Duke, who's actually no, he's not in here. He wasn't alive. Duke,
Yeah, he was.
said he's not playing it yet, but he's still looking for, or he's all for Gallantmon. A Gallantmon.
Archetype.
Hey, there was just a announcement. It's not a new card. It's an alt art.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that just tickled your willy, didn't it, Mikey?
Yes, it did. That's a beautiful card.
It's the moment.
Now we
It is-
need an alt art of Magna Garurumon that is this image, but from Magna Garurumon's perspective with Kaiser Greymon in the background.
It'll be sweet. I mean, that's all I've got for this episode.
That was pretty slow week in
It
Digimon
was.
news. Nothing.
Not having locals this week was also disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some of the regulars haven't been showing up. I wonder if everything is
Well,
good in the Digimon hood.
the issue with our locals is that most of the Digimon players are not exclusively Digimon players. And so
True.
anytime there's a big event in one of the other card games going on that weekend, they're almost always gonna go to that as well.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals this week probably claimed half of our locals player base.
Yep.
Mm.
I swear, Michelle commented on my TikTok video about me not playing Tyrannomon. And she said,
Yeah.
to be honest, probably not really.
Haha. Psych. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna end it.
pretty lackluster ending this week, guys. I apologize. We're all just kind of. It's been a week for all of us, I guess.
We have got a lot of playtesting in though, and I think a good video or a good topic for next week episode would be maybe a newer one for newbies is how to build a deck or the thought process in building a deck. Maybe since we've talked about archetypes now, maybe going into color play styles and maybe how you should go about building a deck. Because I have seen a lot of weird jank on the TN group and the Digimon, the big Digimon Discord on Facebook. That's kind of like they got a good groundwork, but then it somewhere goes really awry, and it's like, well, this is why that doesn't work, and maybe teach guys how things synergize better or stuff like that. Just a beginner's guide, maybe.
Ooh, so we're going to take the next episode back to the beginning?
Yeah, and how you should build a deck.
All right.
God.
I like that.
God, insert Wendigomon back to the beginning.
All right, Tiny, you want to exit this?
Yep, it is about that time. All right. Well, this has been episode 6 of the Digimon TCG Security Check podcast. Thank you for listening. Have a good evening. We'll catch you next.